Hello, Basement Dwellers. I am the Basement Weeb. You can call me Nova, and I just watched Sword Art Online Progressive Aria of a Starless Night. Real quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment down below, share it around on Twitter, and tag me at the Basement Weeb. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So, I just got home from watching Sword Art Online Progressive about an hour ago, give or take. And initially, I was not going to go see this movie in theaters. For the simple reason of, it's SAO. I'm sure it'll be good, but not quite movie theater level worth of going to go see. You know, like for me, World Heroes Mission was worth going to see in theaters because I love My Hero Academia. I like Sword Art Online. I'm going to clear that up right now. I don't hate Sword Art Online. I know a lot of people that hate Sword Art Online. I know a lot of people that really like Sword Art Online. I am in the middle. I am aware that it has its problems, and I prefer Sword Art Online Abridged to it. Sword Art Online Abridged is beautiful, and I love it, and I will stand it to the ends of the earth. But overall, I still enjoy SAO. I am caught up to the end of Alicization. I need to watch War of Underworld still, but I have seen everything up to then, and I think it's alright. You know, like, it's a solid, like, low B, high C tier show that I still really enjoy. But we don't talk about the Fairy Dance arc. Cool? No, yeah, we all agree on the Fairy Dance arc. I'm pretty sure that there's, like, the amount of people who are out there who talk about the Fairy Dance arc are shouted down very quickly by most people in, you know, in society as a general rule. But, so I got home, I really liked Aria, but I was not gonna originally go see it, and then I was like, it is SAO, and they did get a new animation revamp, like, after Ordinal Scale, you know how they got, all their animation got better, and they got new animation, and so I was like, their sound effects got better, their animation got better, their soundtrack has always been, like, killer, like, their sound, that's the one thing about SAO that has consistently been good, is their soundtrack, and I knew the voice acting was going to be good, because it's Cher Millet and Bryce Papenbrook, and I love them both, and I was like, you know what, they have a showing next week in my local theater, so I'm gonna go see it, and, two things right off the bat, SAO, with the new animation, and the sound effects, and the voice acting, with a movie budget, mwah, beautiful. If nothing else, if you take nothing else away from this movie, it is visually very, very, very pleasing. The monsters move really well, the animation is really, really smooth and looks really nice, the sound effects are awesome, like, that's one of the other reasons I want to go watch it in theaters, because I knew the sounds on a theater sound system would be beautiful, and they were. They definitely, I went for the fights. That is the reason I went, because I'm like, there are going to be fights in this movie, and I know seeing them on a big screen is going to be worth the price of admission. So that is the main reason I went. Unfortunately, I was seated in between two massive SAO nerds. So I had the one guy on my left trying to explain to me, because this Progressive is based on, apparently, a series of novels titled SAO Progressive. And I have never read the novels or the manga for SAO. I'm never going to. I'm an anime only for that. I don't love SAO that much. So this guy is on my left is like telling me about this stuff, and I'm like, dude, I don't read the novels or the manga. I just watch the anime. And then he's trying to explain the novels to me, and I'm just like, okay. If just as a general rule, is just etiquette. If someone says they don't they don't read something, just tell them, hey, it's pretty good, check it out, you know? If they ask for an explanation, provide an explanation, but don't just try to explain it to them, please and thank you, unless you're like me and you're making content, but, like, don't, if you're having a conversation with someone and they say, hey, I don't read this thing, and they're, you know, very clearly giving you signs like, hey, I'm not interested in hearing about a dissertation on these books, don't give them a dissertation on the books, it just annoys everyone involved. Regardless of that, other than that, it was pretty good. The one thing, though, you know, the bathtub scene. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It wasn't even all that lewd. Like, there wasn't even anything, it wasn't even horny. It's just one of those things where I'm like, I'm sitting in between two male, because I'm the only girl in this entire row. And I'm sitting in between two men. One of them's teenager, one of them's a little older. And I'm just like, ugh, this is so awkward. Because, like, I was just like, I don't care what you do in your free time. If you want to drool over Asuna, I don't give a shit. Just don't do it where I can hear you, please. Like, that's just nasty. Don't do that in public. But, like, I could just hear the drool coming from a mile away, and I'm like, I don't want to listen to this. Because, like, at home I don't care. Because I'm like, oh, whatever, fan service. Just in case there's any plot devices, I'll kind of listen to what's going on. But whatever, you know? And then this guy, and then I'm just like, just waiting for it to be over so we can get back to the fighting. Because that is literally the only reason I went to go see that movie, was because I wanted to see the fight scenes. And the fight scenes did not disappoint. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to give a little rant review about Progressive. Overall, pretty good. And again, animation was really solid. Soundtrack was really solid. Voice acting was really solid. I went and saw the dub. You know, it had all the normal people, Jeremy Lay and Bryce Papenbrook and all of them. But there were but I kid you not, though, watching it, because it goes over, it revamps basically the entire first, like, 2 episodes of the show and gives a little more backstory on Asuna, and it was really good. Like, watching the Ilfang, the Kobold Lord fight with the new animation style and with a movie budget was really, really, really visually impressive. It looked really cool. It looked really smooth. I really liked it. Like, seeing all the different things, they did some things different, you know, a couple of tweaks with the animation, with the fight, and it just looked really, really cool, and I am really glad I went and saw this movie. So if you can see it in theaters, it's definitely worth it. Just if you like the fights and the soundtrack and all of that in SAO, then it's definitely worth going to go see. If you're just like, I might watch it later, it's worth the watch if you enjoy SAO even just a little bit, because again, it's a different perspective than what we're used to. So, you know, if you like that kind of thing, then this is a pretty solid film. But yeah, I give it a solid like 8 out of 10 just for the fights alone, because it's pretty solid. Again, nothing insane, but like you know, it's a solid movie. I quite enjoyed it. Oh, that was the other thing I was thinking through my head. I'm trying to, like, figure out. I'm like, there was something else I was gonna talk about. What was it? In the beginning of the film, you know, because, like, Asuna, right? Like, I've never hated Asuna, but she's never been a character that I really connected with, you know? But, like, in this movie, it's explained she wasn't much of a gamer before SAO, and her best friend is a really head, you know, very much a gamer. And so her best friend is like, hey, play SAO with me. And then she steals her brother's nerve gear and plays SAO. And obviously she can't log out because it's SAO. But she gets in there. Her first day, the minute she steps out of the town, she almost gets mauled to death by a dire wolf. And I was just like, okay. Wow. And you know, and at this point she's freaking out. Like, when she finds out that she can't log out, she's shell shocked at first, you know, because she's just like, oh my gosh, my life is over, what's going on? And then she almost gets mauled to death, like almost to death. Like, her HP drops to like this much. And then, you know, she's having a freak out. She's like, I'm gonna die here. I'm not a gamer. I don't know what to do. And she's like, you should probably not be near me anymore because you can survive. I'm just gonna drag you down because I don't know how to play this game. And I'm like, you know what? I kind of relate, because, like, I'm not a gamer either. If I ended up in SAO, I'd be one of the first 2,200 or so players to die. If not the first 200, definitely among the first 2,000, because I can't game for shit. Like, I wouldn't get SAO in the first place, but if by some random chance I did, I would definitely be among the first 2,000 to die, because I can't game for shit, you know? So it's just one of those things where I'm like, you know what, in that moment, I kind of relate, because Asuna was a vibe, because I'm like, you know what? I feel that. If I was in your situation, I'd probably feel the same way. So I kind of like that. I'm like, you know what? For once in my life, I actually relate to Asuna. That is never a sentence I thought I would say, but here we are. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will be linking my Patreon on my Twitter down below. If you want to support me, Patreon is a great way to do so. I write original short stories on there. And I've got a fan fiction I'm working on that's going to be posted on my Patreon first, and then an archive of our own. I'm going to start linking that in the description once I officially get that set up. But yeah, I still don't have a proper outro. See you in the next one. Bye!